Namaste and welcome to New India Junction. I'm Nivedita Tiwari. The Aligarh Muslim University is celebrating 100 years of its establishment. As we are all aware that it was originally established by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. The centenary celebrations were joined by Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually. He addressed the university. And to talk to us about it, we have Professor Shafiq Kidwaiji. He is the member in charge of the PRO at AMU, and he's also the author of the award-winning biography of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Welcome to New India Junction, sir.
Thanks for your nice words and nice introduction. Yes.
So the Prime Minister's address is quite significant. After Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, he is the third Prime Minister to do so. What was the thought process that went behind organizing this?
First it was Jawaharlal Nehru, they visited, and followed by 1964, Lal Bahadur Shastri was here, and it was the third time, it was the third Prime Minister that he addressed it, yes, online. So we are grateful to him. The idea was to just, it is our year, and we want to have a good beginning, good start. So that's why there is a pressing need for initiating dialogue with the government of the day and for democracy and something like that. So that's why we thought it very appropriate. We should initiate a dialogue, and we asked the highest person in the country to come and address. That's why we approached Prime Minister and President of India both. I think Prime Minister has already agreed, and the other day he was here. And I think in the next month, President will also be here or at least online he would address. So it is the Prime Minister's speech was very reassuring. You see, the Muslims, they feel somewhat very disenchanted, and they think they are not part of our main country or something like that. The feeling was there. Though it may not be true, but that was the feeling they carry. So that's why we just, so Prime Minister's words were very reassuring that all of what is in the country, they just belong to every one of us and everyone part of our new India. So that's why the message went very well with the AMU community, especially the young students and fraternity. So that's why we thought that is appropriate. In centenary year, we should approach. You see, when the Sir Syed established MO College in 1877, at that time the Lord Lytton was the governor, was the viceroy, and he was here. So it was unprecedented. That's why I came to inaugurate a little madrasa or say college. So that's why that was Sir Syed's lineage. You have to good rapport with the people. They are in the saddle. So that's why doing his line, we thought that Narendra Modi ji should be here and he should be there. So that's why he delivered very well. His message went very well.
Yes, the Prime Minister actually extensively quoted Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in his speech, in his address also, right? He said, and I quote him, अपने देश की चिंता करने वाले का सबसे बड़ा कर्तव्य है कि वह सभी लोगों के कल्याण के लिए कार्य करे, और भले ही किसी उनकी जाति या मजहब कुछ भी हो.
Yes.
The crux of also what he said was something which is Sir Syed Ahmad's, the cornerstone of his own belief, the importance of education and training in nation building. And educational institutions are very, very important. As the Prime Minister also mentioned that the AMU has great cultural capital. It has a lot of soft power. But there is also a responsibility towards nation building, which every educational institution has. How does the AMU look at it?
Yes, you're perfectly all right. See, I would say the cultural or intellectual cradle of the Muslims or intellectual captain of the Muslim world. So if he says something, Prime Minister says something, so everybody was looking towards him. So that's why if he says something at Aligarh, it carries much importance. And coming back to your question, Aligarh has a very strong tradition of producing very eminent people. We produced two Bharat Ratans. It is that is Frontier Gandhi and Zakir Hussain Saab. Apart from having so many awardees, Sahitya Academy awardees, Jnanpith awardees, and governors and heads of states. So if you just look at our history in 100 years, you will find plethora of people, plethora of prominent people, Supreme Court judges and governors, and even the head of states, three different India, and you can say the president, Zakir Hussain was our student. And in Pakistan and Bangladesh, even Maldives. So they all the head of states belong to us. So that's why it has a very glorious tradition. So see, as far as the nation building concerned, yes, Aligarh was always in the forefront. if you just look up our history, then you will find Maulana Muhammad Ali, Hasrat Mohani, all name any freedom fighter, he was here. So that's why the tradition still continues. What he talking about, the soft power. So soft power means the thinking power, intellectuals. So this tradition right now, university has 30,000 students and 13 faculties and more than 2,000 lecturers and readers and professors. So they contribute to our collective life of India in every be it of science or technology or arts or especially our history department, very famous one. So that's why, and the Prime Minister talked about this. That were our scripts. We have many scripts.
Yes.
So he just said that it should be preserved. They are preserved, and we are putting it to, we are making it or converting into digitally. And digital, I think we have just produced so many manuscripts, and the work is still going on. All the writings of Sarsiya are made available on the our web page, and all the manuscripts here we are trying to just convert into a new format. So there are so many translations of Ramayana and Mahabharata, very old one, maybe for 400, 500 years ago. It was Tamarpatra, written on Tamarpatra. There are some Telugu manuscripts are there. So with the the Prime Minister has advised, and we are trying to put it on our website. We just convert it, everybody could make use of it.
Yeah, in fact, that was going to be my next question. The Prime Minister is very passionate about digitization, and he specifically mentioned that we have precious ancient manuscripts that are there with the university. Also talked about the wonderful research that can happen given the number of students who are there in the university, right? So for me, those were the two key takeaways also from his speech. But what are some of the other takeaways for you from his address?
And the most important part in nation building, what will be our role? And if we do that, then the government is ready to help us in every manner. So that apart from this, is some specific task he assigned to us, that you convert all the manuscripts or put it into our digital platforms and do research on the people who are lesser known freedom fighters and tribals and the people, they are not aware of that. They are unsung heroes. India has a trail of so many unsung heroes. So job of university is to protect the truth of the history. So our basic job is to protect the truth of the history. So how to protect the truth of the history? Unless you highlight it. So Prime Minister says, I was just joking my history friends that now your responsibility has been increased manifold. So this is, and he talked about the Urdu and Arabic and Persian. These are some of our cultural heritage. It is not something alien. That we would work to see for science and technology. Our university is very good at that. But still, there are so many. So the new education policy talks about the five internationally acclaimed university of liberal arts. So here the case lies. As far as the cultural studies is concerned and area studies is concerned, liberal arts, I think university can take a lead. In science they can, but there are so many, the competition is very stiff. But in cultural studies and propagating our culture through literature and poetry and medieval India, we can carve out a space, and we can be, I think, world leader. Especially our new education policy talk about the STEM, science, technology, and management. So engineering, we thought that we should start in Urdu. That will be, I think, a great idea. Prime Minister said that that Atmanirbhar, and that is local, that is global. So local means the cultural aspirations. So the local language is Urdu. The people they study. If we just engage them, all the madrasa students and the people they have not studied English, for them, if we start a course in STEM, the new education policy talks about, that would be great idea. Vice Chancellor, our Prime Minister talks about the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So Atmanirbhar means you have to strengthen your culture, and culture, language is very much part of the culture.
Yes, absolutely true. He also said that the scholarship and the culture of the university itself is also, it contributes greatly to India's relationship with the Islamic world as well.
Exactly. Yes, it is like that. You see, so many, our Arabic scholar Abdul Aziz Memon has written some books. Even the Arab, especially on Arabic grammar and Arabic books, he edited. Even the Damascus, Syria, and some other countries, Oman and Saudi Arab. All these books were published there. So that's why in Iran we have a strong relation with Persian. So we have very good department. Professor Nazir Ahmad and Professor Azhar Vedok was there. So their works are being published from Iran. So that's why we are setting up a good rapport, cultural rapport with the rest of the world, especially the this Arab world, Islamic world, and Iranian world, and Afghanistan, Dari, very close to Persia. So that's why this is the area where we can work. So our job, I think, our job is to just put so much emphasis on our preserving our cultural values and traditional values, especially the, depicted in medieval history and culture. So that was liberal. Our new education policy talks about the liberal arts. So liberal arts, I think Aligarh may be one of the internationally acclaimed center.
Yeah. So one of the other things that was very heartening to hear was the data that the PM quoted. He talked about Swachh Bharat mission and how building toilets in school has actually led to reduction of school dropouts. And when it comes to the Muslim community, the female students, the dropout rate has come down to 30% from 70%, which is really amazing. And within the university itself,
it is very amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And within the university, yeah, sorry, please go ahead.
No, you are right. I was saying that right now the rate is more than 35%. Students are the female.
Yes.
Especially in my course, I teach mass communication. The number is more than 60%.
Yeah.
You go to some other professional courses, and you will find so many girls are doing extremely well. So that's why we are putting a special emphasis on female education. We have a separate up to graduation. We have separate up to law college, and all postgraduate students they come here, and we are going to establish a professional course for women studies. We have a separate department for women studies. Apart from that, we just sent a proposal of more than 140 crores for setting up a professional courses for women, college for professional courses for women. So that's why we are putting so much emphasis on women, because they are the backbone and they are lagging behind. They were lagging behind since ages. So that's why Prime Minister's words are very important, and that I just talked about. It went very well. I got so many messages from outside India, from USA, from UK and Qatar. All the alumni. You see, Aligarh, your alumni had got a strong sense of belonging.
Yes, I think he mentioned that in his address as well.
Twice or thrice he mentioned alumni. Whenever he goes out, whenever he goes abroad, there are so many. So he finds so many our alumni there. So he just urged them to contribute to Aligarh. Through Aligarh, they can, if they finance any program or any building. You see, our mass communication department, we just established a 3-camera studio. Apart from that, we just built up auditorium. And one of the main donation was given by Dr. Frank Islam, who has given 15 crore rupees to a management complex and 1 crore to us. So that's why they are helping us. So they are helping us they are helping AMU. It means they are helping India, isn't it? So that's why it is very. That's why even the alumni, they are very grateful to Prime Minister that he was here and he addressed. Otherwise, that would certainly dispel so many misgivings. You see, the local BJP leaders, they were just hurling abuses every day. So when the Prime Minister is spoken, then all the local dissension or differences are subsided.
Sir, as you've already mentioned, that the PM's address was quite reassuring, and he's walking the talk when he says, "Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas." Thank you for joining us on New India Junction. It was a pleasure talking to you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.